Nas contas do meu violão, que só teu amor procurou. Vi uma voz falar dos beijos perdidos nos lábios teus. Nos lábios blue sky out of the ocean, arches above us. Father, all by yourself, you are believed and historical, has room and fall, and your fluted bones and Catholic are littered in their own anarchy. So the horizon line, it would take much more than a lightning stroke to
It's
create
2 o'clock.
such a world.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome. Still a couple people still trying to get into the room. This is Blake O'Healy. I'm the Director of Admissions. We're getting ready to start in just a second. I saw quite a few compliments about the music in the chat. I will let you know that it is a NOCA alum from musical theater in 2004. Her name is Sasha Masakowski. If you haven't checked her out on any social media or anything. She's amazing. So we're getting ready to start this prelude. Congratulations to everyone. First of all, this is your senior year. Congratulations, class of 2021. Yes, you're there, you're there, you're there. Lots of exciting things going to happen here. This is just going to be the start. And what we want to do is we want to start off right. So that's why we got this prelude. And we decided to do things just a little different and start out with just our senior class. So just a real quick reminder, I'd like everyone to stay muted for this presentation. We've got some guest speakers that are going to come in and talk to you. So without further ado, what I'd really like to do is introduce the man with the plan, and that's Mr. Kyle Weidberg, our president and CEO.
Good afternoon, seniors. Welcome back. My name is Mr. Kyle Weidberg. I'm the president and CEO here at NOCA. And on behalf of the board, the faculty, the staff, the administration, the support organization, the alumni, and the community that is NOCA, I'm welcoming you back differently to the 2020 school year, 2020-2021 school year. I'm loving seeing you guys. It's been way too long since I've seen most of you. I see your pictures on the wall, and I think if you know, someone said it already, but you know, many of you have changed. And Matthew, it looks good. Look really good. But I have your faces on the wall. It keeps me sane to be able to see you guys a little bit. But it's not the same. And so this is lovely to see your faces, to see you guys. And I'm talking to you from my office. And I wanted to say that because when you're back on campus, we'll be seeing each other in the new form of normal, which is in the masks. And the reason I don't have one on is because I'm alone here in my office. But anytime I'm with or around you or anyone on the NOCA campus, I'll have it on. And that'll include when we're back on campus together. Now, I'm going to say to you that we may not be back on campus together for a little while. And the reason for that is that I want to keep you, and I want to keep the faculty, and I want to keep everyone associated with NOCA, and I want to keep every one of your families and my family safe. That's the top priority. So being apart is really hard. And I want for everyone associated with NOCA on this call, and the younger students and the faculty that we work with, I want all of us to be alive and healthy for this year and for many years to come. But I will tell you, senior class, we have thought and talked more about you than I think any other class in my 14 years here at NOCA, and that's the truth. I want you to know that we see each and every one of you. We care about each and every one of you. This is an important year for you, and we take this year very seriously. I also want to tell you, reassure you, you're in the exact same place as so many of your peers around the country. From Baltimore to Orange County, most of your national peers are doing distance learning as well. You're not behind your national peers, no matter how this year is taught. You'll have more in common, actually, with your national peers that you end up in classes with next year than you'll have different because of your shared experience over the past 6 months and for a little bit of time to come. And even as you're thinking about this year, about being a different kind of year, I will tell you, and you all know this because you've logged them, right? There's no typical NOCA year, right? Every year at NOCA is just a little bit different. This one is just different in new kinds of ways. I'm gonna quote and cite someone who was an elemental factor in the founding of this campus. Someone that we lost in the spring, someone who was vital to the history of this institution that we all call home. Mr. Ellis Marcellus was the first chair of the jazz department, and the last time he spoke to this campus as a full community He was here in the spring for the Black History Month presentation, which was fantastic to have him on campus. But the last time he spoke to all of us together was at graduation 3 years ago. And what he said to us 3 years ago was that his window was a little more closed than the rest of us. And he looked at all the seniors at the time, and he said, you may feel like your window is wide open, but it closed a little bit today, right? Right? That idea that every day we have is vital and important, and that tomorrow is not actually ours yet. We can talk and think and speculate all we want about tomorrow, but the only thing you have is today. But today is absolutely yours. Mm-hmm. So I got to see a handful of you as you came through campus to pick up your packets from departments. And I asked each of you if you felt like a senior yet. And there were very different answers from many of you. And the truth is that there's nothing that we can do. And I said this to your classmates last year. There's nothing we can do to make you feel like a senior, right? That power is yours. You get to be the people that decide what being a senior feels like, right? And I don't want you to be focused on the things that you don't have this year, right? And I don't want you focused on the things that you're missing, because I want you to focus on the things you have, because you still have the talent that brought you here. You still have the opportunity of being part of this place and each other and the faculty and the staff and the administration that is NOCA. You still have all that this place provides. The only change is where it's going to be taking place, at least for a little while. But we still want for you, and we still desire for you, and we still believe in what this year holds for you, right? NOCA is art, right? And art is an idea, right? So NOCA will be what you make of it this year, and you will get out of NOCA what you put into it and what you demand of yourselves. And I say this every year, and I think more than any other year it holds for this one. 40 weeks, right? You got 40 weeks left. Mr. Marcellus would say you have 200 days left. You got the 40 weeks. That's it. That's it. And that may feel like a lot, and that may feel like nothing. But I cannot wait to see what each of you does with your 40 weeks this year. There are extraordinary things waiting to happen. There are extraordinary things each of you are going to bring to it. It will be different than other NOCA years, but it was going to be different anyway. And it was going to be different because it was going to be yours. All right? I am excited to see all of you. I am excited to see all of you again in this form or in other forms. And I look very forward to having the year that you will bring to this campus and bring to each other. So with that, I am going to pass it off and introduce Director of Academic Studio, Dr. Kit Nelson.
Hi, everybody. It's so absolutely wonderful to see you all, and I'm very excited about this year and seeing what you guys do next. Like, this year is going to fly by, and it's just wonderful to see your faces. So I'm going to start out with, this is Prelude, so you get some of the rules, regulations, and things like that. So we're going to start by really talking about the school year. And Mr. Kohili, if you could start with the first slide. This is a beautiful balance. This is school and this is NOCA, right? So last year was a bit of a thing, trying to get online, switching everything over. But this year we're ready, and we're going to be pushing hard as seniors, right? To take on these different things and to make sure that you're really living up to everything that we expect. So in terms of expectation, it's always about doing your best work, right? But a lot of that's on you. And that means participating fully in your classes, following NOCA's rules and thinking about the DNA. And of course my phone's ringing. Excuse me. Sorry. And putting your best foot forward in both virtual and live spaces. Mr. Kohili can have thanks. So learning and classroom expectations. So you need to attend your classes. We are going to be counting tardies. We're going to be taking roll, and this is about receiving credit this year. So you need to make sure that you're fully present in those classes. If you do have a reason to miss, your parent or guardian needs to make sure that you submit the paperwork that you've done all of the other years for being absent, and a doctor's note after 2 days. The other thing that we expect is professionalism. And especially as seniors, as your next step is going out into the world and presenting yourself to others, we expect that same level in classrooms. So how you dress, note in the chats earlier, but also how you interact with your peers, staff, and faculty, right? You are in your next step to, again, sorry. You're in your next steps to presenting yourself to the world, right? With auditions this year, with preparing portfolios, all of that is just around the corner. Today is a good day to get started on that. Mr. Kohili, can you move to the next one? So the online school day expectations, these should be automatic for most of you, right? When you start class, be ready to learn. And that means mindset, physical presence, cameras on, and ready to really give your very best to every class that you have. We're going to expect check-ins for every class every day, which will mean attendance and the work around that. You guys know how to log into Google Classroom. If you're struggling with that, please let me know. Be sure to check your NOCA emails every day, just as part of your regular routine. There's going to be a lot of things coming about preparing for college, notes from teachers about getting ready for college auditions. All of that's going to be coming in your emails, so make sure that you're paying attention to those. Make sure that you're accessing the core content in your assignments and turning in your best work. And I can't emphasize that enough. You know, this is a year in which you can really build on those skills and get into the flow of putting forth your best work for next steps. Make sure you're participating fully in class activities, completing assignments. And then, as always, make sure that you're doing your own works unless it's collaboration that's instructed by your faculty. And then finally, reach out. Like, senior year is a lot, right? It's a lot to manage. It's a lot to think about. So utilize your peer groups, utilize your faculty, utilize any of us. We are happy to help you think through what next steps are, how to organize, like any of those things that will help you in the next year and multiple years after that. Okay. If you're struggling, you have a lot of places to go to. We want you to do your best work, but also be at your best. So certainly your faculty are a place to go to. You know, they're happy to walk through these things with you. But I also wanted to put on your radar that the student support team, and the email is in this link is there. We are also here to help. So if you're struggling with anything, this is a go-to place that can be a first step to get that help. And then, of course, the front desk. Miss Yvette loves hearing from any of you all the time, every day, but also she can redirect to people who can help, okay? So utilize these people around you because we are your support, okay? Just like, and your peers as well. Like, we're in this together, and we're gonna make sure that you are ready for what's next. And then the last one is just me. Hi. I am also happy to help. So whether you're with us for the full day or come to us from another academic program, if you are struggling, if you want to review your transcripts, if you want help thinking about colleges, if you want math help, I don't know whatever it is, please feel free to drop me a note and I'm happy to help. Thank you all, and I wish you the best year ever.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Cornell, and I'm the new mental health clinician and psychologist at NOCA this year. I just wanted to take a minute to say hi and validate that this is a very strange time for all of us. Strange for you going into your senior year, probably, me starting at a new place and only meeting you virtually. And I just want to make sure that you all remember to take time to take care of yourselves as well. This week and month is going to bring all sorts of new stuff, and you've got college to think about, and just remember. And so, Blake, if you could move to this slide, there are a couple tips that even though it's hard, if you can try to maintain a daily routine, which NOCA has set up schedules, that can really help. Stay connected, like Dr. Nelson was saying. Talk to people, reach out if you feel comfortable, and be kind to yourself. I know that you were able to stop by and just talk to Carrie in her office before, and if we were in person, you would 100% be able to do the same thing with me. I can't wait until things can be like that again, but in the virtual space, the rules are a little different. So if you find yourself needing some extra support and someone to talk to, please reach out to someone you trust, teachers, caregivers, and you can also reach out to me directly via email to let me know that you want to check in, and I'll work with you and your caregivers to set something up. And we can talk on a video conference, but please do just use that email to reach out to schedule and not for emergencies. But I look forward to getting to know all y'all in the future, and have a wonderful first week next week. Happy Friday. And here's Mr. Al Carter.
Hey, good evening, guys. This is Al Carter, Protocol Coordinator. I am so excited to see you guys again. Looking forward to seeing you in person. I'm looking forward to this year a whole lot. We got a couple of things we just want to talk about. First of all, your student contract is still in place as we begin the year. And I do want to compliment you guys. Last year when we made that transition, you really did a fantastic job with attending classes. So just to remind you, because I know Dr. Nelson spoke about it, if there's an issue like with your internet or your computer, notify your teacher. Again, let me know as soon as possible. I'll notify IT so we can find out what the problem is to help you through this. We're also going to have the green sheet, but the green sheet will be online where you'll be able to make up your time by completing the green sheet with the days you may have missed. And again, you missed 3 or more days, we're going to make the notifications. So it's the same thing as last year. But we want to make sure you're in class, guys. It's extremely important. Y'all did a great job last year. Also, campus expectations is the same thing as in virtual environment as it is when you're actually here on campus. We want you to appropriately dress, like make sure you have on a shirt, because the world can see you while you're in class when you're on the internet. Also, appropriate communication between students. The world can hear you, guys. So what we really suggest you doing is mute your mics until your teacher says to mute them, so there's not confusion and all that noise in the classroom. And when the teacher tells you to mute them, go ahead and unmute them so you can go ahead and participate in class. Use appropriate icons, images, and sounds. What I would suggest you doing this year, Simeon is laughing again. What I suggest you doing this year is not use faculty and staff icons as your icon. Use your face. All right. We love to see your face on that icon. But again, like I said, the world can see it. Let's make it real positive. The third slide is plagiarism. Plagiarism and sharing work is not acceptable. Again, unless you're doing plagiarism at no time is acceptable. Sharing work only if it is authorized project by your teacher to do a group assignment. And lastly, make sure you take care of your NOCA issued property, guys. All of you have laptops. Be very cautious with them. don't eat or drink around them, that you spill stuff inside of them. So just be very cautious with those things that we're doing. A lot of schools were not prepped as we were, and you guys really were ahead of the curve on that. So we want to thank you so much. Like I said, you did a wonderful job last year. We're looking forward to a wonderful year this year. And again, I'll have office hours pretty much the same time, 3 to 4. If you need me, go ahead and lock into me and we'll sit down and talk. Our next presenter is Misha Krielov, who is our IT coordinator, head of IT.
Hello, everybody, and happy Apocalypse and happy Friday today. It is absolutely lovely to see every single one of you. I cannot tell you how much I have missed you. I don't think I've ever worked harder in my life, and I think I've only taken a half a day off to cry, so we're doing fantastic. There are only a couple of things I'm going to talk about real quick, so that way we can all work on our computers. Mr. Kohili, if you give me the first slide, please. We are delighted to say that the NOCA IT team has a new face. You all may remember Miss Ashley Rose from the front desk. Now Ashley Rose is sitting right there, but not actually right there because Ashley Rose is at home as part of the NOCA IT team. So it is myself, Misha Krielov, and Ashley Rose Butler. And you may see the subliminal message below reminding you about support at NOCA.com, which is your source for every single problem you can have that's related to technology. Mr. Kohili, if I could have the next slide, thank you very much. This is the acceptable use policy, which every single one of you have read, signed to, agreed, and promptly have forgotten. If you want to right now, I would like you, after this call, when you can focus, go to NOCA.com under Parent and Student Resources and read this thing. You agreed to it, you're bound to it. The long and the short of it is to be civil, to not goof off when you should be working. I know as artists and as humans, it is very important to goof off, but not while you are working. You need to be respectful, you need to be kind, you need to not plagiarize, you need to not forget to wear a shirt in Zoom calls. And the last thing on this list, I want everybody just to say out loud, I promise to read the whole thing again today. Even though I know everybody's going to click the I agree, please read it, know it, and understand it. It's especially important today since every single one of us is working through technology as we speak. I will tell you some horror stories in the future. Mr. Kohili, the next slide, please.
I promise to read it again out loud.
Yay! We have some audience participation. Today's meme is brought to you by R2G2 and George Lucas. If you have any tech problems at all, please email support@noca.com. If your computer decides to cause you grief, if you're having any problems with technology that you'd like to have, that you want to use, that something is not going possibly as perfect as it could be, please email support@noca.com and we will help you as best as we can. However, remember that there are only 2 of us and there are about 700 of y'all, so patience is a virtue. And that is all I have for right now. And next up is the man with the music, Mr. Blake Kohili.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've not been referred to as a DJ before, but I will take it. I'll take it. I just have a few things to go over with you today, just a few. Make sure that you understand that the front office is your key to success. If you need work permits, if you need Office of Motor Vehicle Registration participation permits, you change your address or your phone number, you need to email your documentation from your medical provider, please go ahead and just send all of that to frontdesk@noca.com. It's pretty simple. And then I also talked to Mr. Matt and the library. He said he would be happy to talk to you individually. He's going to send a mass email out to everybody with the school catalog of everything that we have right now in our inventory so that you can check things out from the library. Again, his email is there. Again, my purpose of this presentation is that there's lots of supports. Whatever you might need, whatever your possibility is, we're going to help you find that. I will also let you know that we are having this show recorded. If you want a copy of the show, we're also going to be able to email it to you. All right, next up is our new college counselor, and that is Miss Laura Naughton.
Hi, seniors. I am Laura Naughton, your college counselor. I have been at NOCA for a really long time on the creative writing faculty, and this year I get to take this college walk with you. Right now I'm coming to you from my house in Lacombe. I live out in the country with my dog Zola, and you will see a picture of her on the slide. Mr. Kohili. You will get to know her because she likes to pop up in all of our Zoom meetings. So by way of introduction today, I just want to go over these guiding principles of college counseling. The first is that artists and intellectuals are vitally important in the world, and this is because they move culture and society forward, and by they, I mean you. Right? You are already a vital and necessary force in the world. College is a primary path toward achieving your artistic, educational, and professional goals. There are, of course, many paths to choose from, and most of you will be choosing college as the next step in developing your craft and exploring your other interests and preparing for a career. A career in the arts is a viable option and a worthy pursuit. So yes, you can be a working artist. Your college and career readiness is a collaborative and caring endeavor that involves the entire NOCA community. And simply put, you are not alone. You can turn to anybody at NOCA for guidance and support. And my entire job is designed around advocating for you. You have a right to personalized and equitable support, resources, and advocacy. What this means is that you get what you need to reach your goals. And so your process should not, and it will not, look like anybody else's, because we all know that life does not follow a formula. Your talent, potential, and future are not defined by an admissions decision. So let's agree here today, once and for all, to never give any person or institution that much power to define us. And so whether or not you end up getting into this school or that school has nothing to do with your worth. And I will keep reminding you of that. And the best school is the school that is best for you. And that is according to all the various factors in your unique and individual life. The next slide, Mr. Kohili. So seniors, there are actually 3 things to do immediately. The first is to complete the pre-college survey, and this is so that I can get to know you. I cannot advocate for your goals and set you up with the resources you need until I know what they are. So if you received a paper copy in the mail this summer, you can complete the paper survey and mail it back, or you can complete it digitally online. There's it's a Google form. I will reset that link next week if you need that again. The second is to register for SCORE on Tuesday. SCORE is a brand new platform that we're using. It is a way to search for schools, to apply directly to schools. You can see the calendar of upcoming events related to college planning. You can request letters of recommendation. It's a really great platform. You are going to receive an email from me on Monday with information about SCORE. On Tuesday, you're going to receive an email from SCORE with the link to register. And so please go ahead and register on Tuesday. So as far as I'm concerned, registering on SCORE is what officially begins your senior college process. And then, of course, number 3, make an appointment with me anytime. I am going to be meeting with you individually in small groups and also with your parent or guardian. But if I do not reach you fast enough, just send me an email and we can set up a time to talk. All right, so next you are going to hear from Mr. Silas Cooper. He's Director of the Arts for all of NOCA. He's also a faculty member in the drama department. You already know him. We all think he's fantastic, and he's one of the strongest advocates for the arts who you will ever meet. So here's Mr. Cooper.
There. Sorry about that, everyone. As Ms. Naughton said, I'm Silas Cooper. I'm Director of Arts. I also teach acting and voice, and I've been a working artist for 35 years. And I want to share a few insights with you today that I think are going to be helpful, useful to you in your last year of training here at NOCA, and also I think will be of use to you in years to come when you're working artists. Each year I spend time talking with seniors about colleges, and much like what Ms. Naughton said, I share one phrase with them, which is, it's not where you go, but it's what you make of it. And I want to speak that slightly for this year to address it to our coming year together of growth and development. And that is, let's say it's not where we are, but it's what we make of it. And it's my hope that what we make of this year is to make it as memorable and meaningful as possible in our development, in our growth, in our community. It's so exciting to work at NOCA, and it's so exciting to have you back because we are a community of artists that don't see it as a hobby, but as a passion, as a love of what we intend to do with the rest of our lives. I hope we use this as a year to challenge ourselves, to make new discoveries, a year to work as we understand it. Do the work as you understand it. And the way you understand it today is slightly different than what we understood last March. And the way we understand it next week is going to be a little different than today. And at the end of the year, my God, what's our understanding going to be of how it is to work in this environment? A year in which I hope that you will all work to be right here, right now. Be present. Don't use a lot of your energy dwelling on what the past was, or worrying and stressing about what the future might hold. But as artists, it's essential that we're present, that we be right here, right now. A year where no one is treated like a jerk, where everyone is supported and loved and feels safe, safe enough to fail, to take big risks in their art, understanding that those around them are pulling for them, are celebrating their choices. Remember, it's never about you. It's always about the other person. It's always about the story. It's always about the art. Very little focus on ourselves. Lastly, I want to urge you to bring 3 things to your work every day. And some of you that have been with me for a while in drama may have heard this a time or two. But I urge each of you to do your best to come to training every day with an open mind, a brave heart, and a willing spirit. Open-minded enough to experience this new way of working. Open-minded enough to hearing other people's stories. Open-minded enough to understand that we're going to discover things that we didn't think were possible last March. Brave enough to be vulnerable. Brave enough to say I need help. Brave enough to speak up when you see something that's not right. Brave enough to be willing and wanting of critique from your teachers so that you can continue to grow. And finally, having a willing spirit, willing to throw yourself into your work every day, every week, every month, willing to support those around you, willing to encourage them, willing to take just as much joy in their growth as in your own, and willing to start on Monday with hopefully the most memorable and meaningful year yet in your growth here at NOCA. My email is scooper@noca.com, and if I haven't met you before, I look forward to meeting you soon. And if I can be of help or give you any insight on successes or mistakes, more importantly, that I have made over the years, I am happy to sit with you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Thanks, Mr. Cooper. Just a reminder to everyone, Academic Studio starts at 8 o'clock. First arts block is at 1:15. Second arts block is at 4 o'clock. Like Mr. Cooper said, have a great weekend. Everyone stay safe, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, senor.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye, everybody. Routine is nice.
Goodbye, everyone.
I went viral on TikTok. I thought y'all should know that.
Wait, let me see the video you went viral for.
Look up Listen Me Auto.
I saw your video on TikTok actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jesus, I saw your video on TikTok. Wait, why? Whoa.
Wait, did it end yet?
No.
This is just like the beginning of class where everyone stares at each other. Repeat it at the end.
Oh my goodness, they still are seniors.
We've got one.
Hi, Simeon. Can you?
Hi, Simeon.
We'll see you later. You can log out. Okay.
Blake should remove the students that are still in. Yes. We still got one in.
I'm not on, but I can go do it. Can you do it?
I can't. You have to do it. He's getting on.
Okay.
Maybe if you're still on, can you get off? It's time for you to go have other things to do. Ava. No.
So Blake, you just go. Yep, there you go. Look at you driving, Cohealy.
I know.